Here we go. Ready for another episode of Dave's Garage? I'm Dave. I teach people how to play the saxophone right here in this garage. If you're in the Southern California area and you'd like to have a one-on-one private lesson with me, hit me up, davegoodsax@gmail.com. We'll make the arrangements. Otherwise, let's do Zoom, okay? I can meet up with anybody pretty much anytime, any place on the planet Earth, as long as you have good Wi-Fi. And we can do a Zoom lesson, all right? It's the same place, davegoodsax@gmail.com, okay? All right. Those of you who love dog barking in the middle of these homemade do-it-yourself sessions are going to be disappointed today. The dogs are in the house. It is, it's got to be 100 degrees here in La Mesa. I mean, we're approaching Las Vegas temperatures, right? Really, really super hot. And they're in the house where it's air conditioned. Why not? So they won't be interrupting us today. What I did want to talk about, though, was first of all to thank all of those of you who have joined up. We've got 400, close to 420 now. That boggles my mind. Thank you so much, all of you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you all being there. And I'd love to get your feedback on ideas. What would you like to have me cover in one of these video sessions? Well, I just dated myself there, didn't I? Okay, anyway, let me know. You can leave it in the comments below, or you could hit me back on Gmail, davegoodsax@gmail.com. Also, the tip bucket below. Thank you so much for those of you who have contributed just a little bit here. I do these for free. I really don't ask for money, but you know, it just helps. This is what I do for a living. I do private lessons, private saxophone lessons. No clarinet, no flute. Used to, but I stopped. I just do saxophone. And I'm focusing in the next 3 episodes of Dave's Garage on beginning improvisers or early improvisers, or those of you who are improvisers and are challenged in developing your craft in the art, okay? And today, this one is for all of those of you who have diligently learned every scale, your majors, your minors, your diminished, your half diminished, your whole tones, all those. You got all those under your fingers, right? And now you can arpeggiate them. You can do your major and your minor pentatonics. You've got it all dialed in, right? You've got every bit of that dialed in. And still, you have trouble when it comes time for you to solo. And in this episode, like I said, there's going to be 3. This episode, the first of 3, how many ways can I say that over and over? These are not scripted, friends. As you well know, I just sit down and start talking, just like a private lesson here. So anyway, what is it that you need? What you need is what all of the pro sax players have that you possibly have not put any time into developing, and you may not have even heard about this. 2 words, relative pitch. That's what you need, relative pitch, not perfect pitch. That's where, and Lord knows I don't have that. That's where you could actually, like say, sing a C or a note, any note that's, that comes right out and it's perfect. Or you can identify, say somebody's playing a note on the piano, you go, yeah, that's a C or whatever. Relative pitch, on the other hand, is an entirely different platform. And this is what's going to help you move through a solo. Obviously, knowing your scales and all of that business is important, okay? Now, scales can become habitual, and the way that you play them can become a habit, such that when you start to, free associate, which is what we do when we improvise, we put ideas together in a very quick way. You may fall back into habits of how you learn those scales. So it's important that you perhaps break these things out into intervals or invert them. Talk about that again in one of the other 2 sessions coming up here. But today, relative pitch, that's what all the pro sax players have that you don't have. Relative pitch, how the heck do you get that? It's really easy. That's the good news, is that it's completely under your control. One of the ways that I like to work on my sense of relative pitch is just to call up something on Spotify, and just pick an artist, all right? Junior Wells, somebody like that, or gosh, West Montgomery, anything, anybody, anytime. Polka music, marching band, I don't care what it is. And the idea is that you play along with that and try to find as much of the melody as you can on your saxophone, all right? So that next time you sit in with a group and there's a bass and a guitar and a drummer, you the piano starts to play, let's say E, G, B, just a major chord, but you can find those notes on them because you've got relative pitch. You can find those notes instantly on your saxophone, be it a tenor or an alto. Relative pitch doesn't care about transposition, doesn't care at all. It's in your head. And relative pitch brings the horn so much closer to you, right? Instead of this big tool that's hanging out off your neck strap here, this thing that you have to confront and deal with. Relative pitch, the ability to, I know what this sounds like. I just press the two keys that make an A. I know what this sounds like, and I know I can find this when I'm soloing. Now, why is relative pitch important? There's another reason, another layer to this. And that's that you have ideas in your head when you're playing with a group and you're listening to the other musicians as they solo. You might be developing an idea in your own mind about what you'd like to play, what you want to say in this solo, right? But if you don't have that sense of pitch, if you don't know that, how to find the notes that are in your mind as well on your saxophone, which is what relative pitch develops for you, by the way, you're going to have to turn and face the back of the stage and kind of noodle around for a minute. And that's the that's a lot of, early emerging improvisers do that at jam sessions. So one of the probably the best way to do this, and the most embarrassing, okay, maybe it's not, but is to sing. Maybe just sing a little line and find that on your horn. Okay, let's test the theory here. My dog has fleas, my dog. There you go. Now, I didn't plan that ahead, obviously, because I boofed, right? I blew some clams, if you will. So anyway, and that's okay. I think average is 4 tries to find a note, something like that, 3, 4 tries. Is it going to be hard in the beginning? Yeah, it's going to be hard, like anything else. It's just like, but in time, you do it enough, and you make it part of your daily exercise with the horn. Every day, you pull this baby out 7 days a week. Why not? And you pull this thing out, and you sing a couple of, maybe a couple of bebop phrases. Something, whatever you can sing. My singing voice is kind of El Succo, so I'm not that good. So that's why when I have time, I'll just put something on Spotify that I don't know, and I'll blow along with it. That also works really well with saxophone players that you dig. Say maybe you park a little Kirk Whalum on your player, or maybe some John Coltrane, or anybody that you really like or want to listen to, and you play along. Are you transcribing what they're playing? No, you're not doing that. You're playing along like they are playing, and you're finding some of the notes that you're hearing, right, on your horn. You're identifying those notes by playing them, and you're playing in the groove. All right, you're in the groove. You're finding the notes, and in this way, you're developing that lightning quick sense that you need to have to be able to find your own ideas on the horn in the context, in the environment of the band room, be it Dave's Garage or wherever you're playing. All right. Hey, you got any questions? I'd absolutely love to hear from all of you. davegoodsax@gmail.com or comments below. All right. Hey, that's what we got for today. Relative pitch is what the pros have that you don't. All right. So get on it. Like I said, it's within your control to develop that, and you can get it really quick. Don't be afraid to stumble around. Don't be afraid. Really, don't be afraid. And think about time. You don't have to be awesome. Like, I got to be awesome like right now. There's something about saxophone music in general that is about not making mistakes. I'm making mistakes. Can't do that. Everybody makes mistakes, right? My gardener, the guy that came over and did some pool work for me, carpenters, everybody, anybody, everybody, anybody and everyone makes mistakes, but we're not allowed to as musicians. Oh, come on, get off that. So make plenty of them. That's how you learn stuff, okay? And again, a year, like if you took, well, that would be like a bit of time, in the context of what we're talking about here, to get to be a really, like, a much better soloist. But that's not a lot of time. That's not really a lot of time in the grand scheme of things. But if you did this every day, all right, let's just give it the 7-day test, all right? You just do this. Do something that helps you develop your relative pitch, whether you sing the notes and find them on your horn, or you listen along and play along. Let's just give it the 7-day test, okay? Do it for the next 6 days. Take a break on the 7th day. Get back to me. Let me know how that helps you. I believe that you will be a faster player. You'll be able to find notes faster and develop your ideas in here and express them on your horn, which is what it's all about, right? Okay. I've gone over time now. I'm at 11 minutes. I got to stop. All right. Adios. Thanks for being here.